Well, everyone, we are back on the Coronet again today. So while we've got the car up in the air, we are going to go ahead and pull the front suspension off of this and see what's going on in there. I'm hoping it's just a bushing. Alright, well, the camera battery died before I got this side completely out here, but as part of that I couldn't get to a bolt down here. There's a bolt way back here, and as you can see I ended up having to pull the master cylinder and the brake booster off. It is sitting over here on the bench. Got a bad bushing here. You can see, I'm gonna pop this top off. You can see how this bushing here is off-centered. This is supposed to be dead center of this. We got the same problem on this side too. This one is not as bad on either side, so we'll get some parts to fix both of those. The other thing I noticed too is this adjustment. I'll just grab them both here. So one adjustment is good, the other one is not. So this bolt here has a flat spot on it. You can kind of see that flat spot right there. And this washer also has a flat spot in it, like that. And these two made up like that. So these adjustments are in the same position. So when you turn this bolt, they both adjust correctly. And then this nut just goes on here and snugs everything down and tightens it up. This one, let me turn this up a little bit here, not that far. This one, however, I noticed when it was in the car, they were actually clocked like this. And the reason why is because this hole no longer has a flat spot in it. It's been rounded out and completely messed up. So this thing was pushing on that bushing sideways, and it was wearing in like that, so it probably did that bushing in. So we will get new adjustments and get new bushings for the A-arms, or I might just get new A-arms, I don't know. So, but anyway, I think that'll fix the problem. Everything else on there, FABRATS got ball joints and everything. Everything is nice and tight. So it looks like this is the only problem. So I will get parts coming and we'll come back. Well, I got it. Finally got enough leverage, but I broke the bolt. That thing really rusted on there. I've got new ones coming, so no big deal. But wow, that thing was on there. Well, folks, you can see this is what I was fighting. All that rust in there on that bolt had rusted itself to the inside of the bushing, and it was not wanting to slide out. I finally got enough penetrating oil in there, though, that it finally let go, and I was able to pry it and hammer it and pry it and hammer it and, well, pry it some more, and it finally came. So we got the other side off. I'll have to wait till my parts show up, and then we will get this thing back together. Looking at the time on the camera there, it looks like it took me about an hour just to get 2 bolts. Okay, I want to show this to you guys as well. The bushings are at least centered on this one, on both sides. Not too bad that way, but if you look down at the rubber in here, I don't know if you can see that, but it's really cracked and hard. It just kind of all dried out and doesn't have much to give in its life. Actually, now that I'm looking at this one is off a little bit too. You see how this washer right here is offset a little bit this way? That's because the bushing is wore out. This thing pushes this way on that and causes the alignment to be out. Alright, well, after a week or two, I finally got my parts for the front end of this thing, and here's what I ended up doing. I got new A-arms. I actually had this one already. We had bought it for the 66 Coronet that I have, and since I had it and it was all together ready to go, I just decided to go ahead and buy another one, the matching set. I also got new bump stops here, and of course the new bolts for both sides. So we will go ahead and get this thing back in here. Okay, well, it was a battle, but I got it. Ran into some problems, stripped some nuts, stripped some of the new bolts that I got, so I had to use some old ones. Then one of the old nuts also stripped out, but I got it. So let's see this here. So got it back up in there. I got it adjusted to where I think it was on the other side. It should be close. When they align it up, we'll have to hopefully it'll come into alignment and be okay. I hope they don't actually strip some of those washers and nuts. So here's the other side. So it's in there. Got grease in the ball joint. Again, the battery in the camera died, and so I did get things greased up, but it wasn't caught on film. Also noticed a funny thing going on with this brake. You can see this lying down the middle of this rotor down here. One of the brake pads was rubbing on there, and in fact it was this one right here. You can see it had kind of been rubbing on there, and so I was trying to bend these tabs down and pound this down to tighten that pad up a little bit, and well, I ended up breaking the pad off the broke the pad off the pad. So I'm gonna have to get some new pads. That's gonna be interesting because I have no idea what the manufacturer of this. It says MGM on the bearing caps down there, but other than that there's no markings on these, so hopefully I'll be able to find some spares. Let's see what's gonna be next. Oh, the other thing too, as we were running this, checking out the speedometer and stuff, I noticed that there was an oil leak down here kind of burning off the exhaust, and what that is it was coming from down here. I could crawl underneath and look and see it running down the exhaust pipe. So we think we got a bad valve cover gasket, so I'm gonna get new ones of that and get it coming, which is why I haven't put the brake master cylinder back in yet. And then we will get this thing all back together. Hopefully I can get the new brakes on there, and then we can take this thing for rips. We're back here at the whiteboard, and we got the front suspension done. The steering, I checked the steering out, and there wasn't anything majorly wrong there. The gearbox is a little bit loose, and it's leaking some oil. But nothing major. I do have another steering gearbox for it, but I didn't want to change it right now because you got to remove the header and everything because things are so tight in there. It's hard to get to. So since I'm going to be pulling the engine out later this winter to put those heads on there, I'm going to go ahead and just wait and do the gearbox at that time. And the other thing that we got done is we did get that proportioning valve replaced as well. I wasn't expecting to run into that brake issue or the valve cover gasket issue, so I didn't have parts available, so it seemed like a good point to end the video and pick up on that stuff on the next videos. As usual, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.